Soundtrack to one of the greatest 70s films. I don't know what film it was, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Tonight's episode will include me eating the world's greatest chili. I assume we're probably streaming by now. You know this cunt. You cunts know what this is. What's up, cunts? You know what this is. It's another box of motherfucking dogs. That's what it is. Fuck YouTube.
Again, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh no, not another box of dogs!
It's another box of dogs!
I'm just going to assume we're streaming already and it's working. Things seem to be a little slow to fucking kick off on these fucking things. But anyway, yeah, sending data. Alright. Well, let's talk about the, what is it? Owen Wilson debate. Owen Wilson debated himself. This is probably the world's greatest chili right here. You have no idea how good this chili is. It's fucking great. Oh, wait. I gotta put the fake chat on. There we go. Fake chat. Fake chat is working. Yay! Yo, Box of Dogs, what you streaming today? I'm just complaining as usual.
Wow, another boring intro from Box of Dogs. Nobody asked for this.
Go fuck yourself, motherfucker. Thanks for the $70. People send you money just to insult you. I'm fine with it. If you send me money, you can fucking insult the shit out of me. I don't care. I'll adjust it slightly so just in case you can see the kind of, like, it's getting you ready for a real live stream kind of. Anyway. So Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson did a debate. My opinion of those I think internet debates are retarded. I think they're stupid. They're retarded. I think they're basically sports ball for people who think they're too good for sports ball. Like, I think I'm too good for sports ball. It's not that I'm too good for sports ball. I don't mind sports ball. I don't mind a bit of sports ball occasionally. But we all know what it is. Bread and circuses. A bunch of overpaid fucking assholes kicking a fucking ball around and you yell at them. Internet debates are exactly the same thing. There's even now that we're getting the follow-up commentary. And that's all I can watch because I can't watch 3 hours of two people I don't really like. So, everyone else is talking about it, so let's talk about it. By the way, I keep seeing Kurt Metzger has a pipe, and it makes him look very distinguished, so I bought myself a pipe. What do you think? I think this makes me look very distinguished. When I walk into the bank and ask for a loan and I pull this out, they're going to be like, yeah, let's give this guy a loan. New kind of pipe. Anyway, let's go to the video replay, shall we? I did think that Candace handled this really well. I thought Candace really fucking handled this whole thing very well. But again, I haven't watched the 3-hour debate. I mean, the whole thing looks insanely boring, so... And I find Andrew Wilson to be... This is just more people debating children on the internet to get their clicks, you know, to get their numbers up. I find that very... This is how you Ben Shapiro an audience, basically. Which, you know, maybe that's what I need to do. 'Cause I have actually for a while thought I would like to do a parody where I go and find a bunch of prep schoolers and debate them on ridiculous topics and own them.
They want to hit the...
Oh my God, this part. This is the part. Oh my God, this is the part. Amidst all of this awkwardness, this magical moment of cinema. We'll never get another one like this. Just, I'm not going to say anything during it. We're just going to enjoy it in all of its glory.
4 clips you were saying with Erica, so
100%.
This is absurd.
okay. And this is the one you were saying from 7 days ago. Okay, while they're looking for that, do you want to continue?
Yeah, I mean, can I ask a question? I know it's been, or like, can I ask a question? Or are we
Not
just in
really.
the...
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna hold to the actual contract itself.
The contract does not say that you are allowed to just question me without me being able to respond to you.
I've never said you
or
can
have
respond.
a conversation.
You've been able to respond to every question I've asked you. And by the way, the other thing is like...
Let's have it your way. I want it to look like
Still have
we've
to-
done everything Andrew wanted to, so that...
So this doesn't seem so much like a debate as an interrogation. And Andrew Wilson has appointed himself chief interrogator. So I don't understand this at all. It just, the whole thing to me just seems like fake. It's all fake. It's all like, this is... It's funny that all these people have connections to the Daily Wire. Even Nick Fuentes has connections to the Daily Wire. That has always struck me as strange, that they all have connections to the Daily fucking Wire.
people can fairly assess the situation. So you have it your way. I will not ask a question.
Totally fair with me.
So are you good with her asking a question? Or
He said no.
Waiting for the clip.
Okay, so you want to wait for the clip first. Okay. You guys have it in the back?
We're just waiting for the
Okay, beautiful.
And it is a very smart thing to do, to position yourself as, like, this is what media does. I don't know why the internet would be any different. And hey, hats off to Ben Shapiro if he's done it. Small hats off to Ben Shapiro if he has done that. Because you establish yourself, and then you establish your opposition, and then you constantly promote your own opposition. And you own every angle. So, like, why would the internet be any different to any other media conglomerate? I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's what I'd do. Like, that is absolutely what you would do. You would set yourself up, and then you would create your own opposition, and then you would promote all these clips. I just don't think any of this should be seen as anything more than entertainment. Because that's all it is. Because nothing will ever be answered. Because even, no matter what Candace Owens reveals, no matter what Ian Carroll reveals, they don't have the information that the investigators had. They don't have the They don't have access to that information. The people who did the murder and covered it up, let's assume that someone did, there was a cover-up and this was all the conspiracy that we kind of looks pretty obvious that it was. For one thing, it wasn't live streamed. We didn't have to see high definition killing of Charlie Kirk. We didn't have to. They released that on purpose. That's like trauma-based mind control. That's how that works. I don't care what you fucking think of that. That is how that works. We didn't have to see that. They could have just, left it to, but no, they have to release it. They have to have their own take on everything. So, but it doesn't matter because the people who did organize this, they know exactly what the investigators will look for, so they know exactly what to cover up. This is the same as the Epstein files. The people who were doing this shit, they know all this stuff. They know everything that investigators are going to look for. They know everything they're going to reach out for. They know how to drop seeds. They know how to damage control. If anything gets out, they know how to go into... Like, it's pretty fucking obvious at this point.
Dude. Oh my god. I'm so glad Candace didn't break the silence here because it's just so good, dude. Oh my god, I'm like literally crying, and I've already seen this clip like 3 times. They literally go through the craziest awkward silence in like debate history. Clearly spurred on by Andrew's flummoxing discombobulation, and his team is trying to save him, but they don't actually have a clip ready, even though they're trying to save him with a clip that they should have ready. So they go silent to bring in the clip, and that gets really awkward. And so then Candace is like, "Man, I'll save it. I'll ask a question." And then they kind of go back and forth for a second, and Andrew's like, "No, you can't ask a question. We're going to do this by the contract, and we're going to wait for the clip." And then they just go right back into the awkward silence because... What? So, having been in this experience before, kind of, I'll tell you what's going on here. When you're in a podcast environment and one of these awkward moments where like media that's supposed to be ready isn't ready yet, a good podcaster jumps in and starts talking to fill the space.
Yeah, but Patrick Bet-David is not a good podcaster. He's certainly not a good moderator.
We're waiting. Because a good podcaster has knowledge in their brain relevant to the exact topic we're on right now that can help bridge the gap between the moment of silence and the clip. And they know where the clip is coming in. And so they can just jump in and improvise a little bit and make it, not so awkward. And this is a moment where we're on Andrew's questioning time and we're in his wheelhouse and this floor is his. His team has just interrupted to share the clip and now we're just hanging. And Andrew has nothing in his brain to fill the space. He just freezes like a dead deer. Sorry, like a baby deer or like a retarded deer or something. Like a female deer, Andrew? And he just freezes and has nothing to give. And then they have this weird little awkward exchange fight about, can I ask a question? And he's like, no, we're going to do this by the book. And he still has nothing in his brain to fill the space with.
Your
team told me they had it, so
that's what I heard. Okay, there we
come
go.
on, guys.
Did this crime, okay? Because Lance Twiggs has his DNA on the towel. It's fine. Lance Twiggs has his...
So what Candace just said to Patrick Bet-David is that her earpiece was a little fucked up. They're quite quiet, and sometimes they get brokeny. So she just assided to Patrick Bet-David and said, I can't hear any of the audio. My thing is messing up, but I know what the clip says. So just tell me when it's over. I'm pretty sure that's what she just said.
DNA on the rifle. And to be clear, Lance Twiggs' DNA was not as degraded as Tyler Robinson's DNA was on Tyler's rifle. It's Tyler's rifle.
Oh, you also said it's not as degraded on the rifle.
Yeah, because I thought he was one of the things, but I've already got, that's what I mean when I say.
So, one more time, let's watch Andrew's response at the end of this clip. as he thinks through the great point he's going to make, and then he makes it.
Rifle.
Oh, you also said, yeah, it's not as degraded on the rifle.
Yeah, because I thought he was one of the things. But I've already, that's what I mean when I say that. Like, it just seems like you're not actually here trying to engage. Because even before you got to this, and I knew that you had some secret clip plans, I said to you, when I rewatched the testimony, I realized they didn't explicitly say Lance Twigs. They said 5.
So that whole moment of silence for Andrew's career that just happened, that was all for a clip that was not relevant in any way and didn't add anything to the conversation. And once Andrew watched the whole clip, he immediately realized that he had nowhere to go with it because Candace had already clearly addressed it.
Look,
and that's
the fuck up, Ian.
pretty awkward.
Shut
Not
up.
just because of how...
God damn it. Yeah, point is they're all just coming out, and now each side is going on and on about how their side won. It's just, I don't know. I just find these debates what is the use of these things other than to be entertainment? And they're like fucking, this is the most important thing. And then then your feed gets flooded with this bullshit. I don't understand.
Yeah, so that's the show intro and straight to...
So Candace Owens was crucified in this debate that she did. The facade was torn down. This facade where she gets all close to the camera and she points her finger at you and accuses innocent people of the most evil things. It was all torn down because when she was asked about them, she couldn't stand by her own evil opinions. Just, you have to watch this.
So this is what I mean. Both sides are now, the people on the side, anyone that was on the side of Candace is coming out and saying, Candace totally won. Anyone that's on the side of Andrew is coming out and going, Andrew totally won. And this is how opinions are formed now. People don't bother. They just wait to be told. Do you know the Greeks talked about influences? Do you know influences? The Greek philosophers regarded influencers, those kinds of people, like actors and things like that. They said, you're not citizens. You can't be citizens. You are relegated to non-human, non-citizen, basically. Which is the way to treat it. But influencers are the worst people. Influencers don't have opinions. They don't believe what they say. They are told what to say, and they repeat it for money. We should burn all the influencers at the stake, if necessary. You know, as I say, I'm not going to watch 3 hours. This was kind of funny. I thought this, like, some AI stuff comes out that's like kind of cute. So this was Andrew being dragged before the Illuminati court.
Wait, I can explain!
Shabbat shalom, Andrew.
Shabbat shalom, Erica.
What?
We invested a lot in you.
I was having nicotine withdrawal, the chair was uncomfortable, I barely slept, my foot was...
Silence!
She asked you to name one of the 7 charges. You said positive evidence 47 times.
It was a framework!
47 times, Andrew. Bring me the jar.
No. No! Please! Not the pickles!
This video wasn't real. Well, I'm shocked. I am legitimately shocked. What's that guy say? Did a panel with Andrew Wilson on Piers Morgan. What struck me was how transparently he masks ignorance with obnoxiousness and arrogance. He gets absolutely cooked here, of course. If he had an ounce of dignity or self-respect, he'd disappear forever, but of course he won't. I don't know. I'm sure if I watched the whole thing, I'm sure Andrew would have made some good points, and I'm sure Candace would have made some good points. But they're both coming from criminally opposite sides for them to have any kind of... But, I don't know. I just think debate... This is why I like having discussions with people, because you discuss things. There is an exchange of ideas, but debate is all about winning. And it doesn't even matter whether you believe what you're debating. It doesn't matter whether you believe. In fact, you don't. Like, when you do debating at university, you're given something, you're given a position, and you have to defend it. The idea is to learn these debate tactics. Andrew's debate tactics are very low. And he got famous from interviewing dumb whores on the Whatever podcast. All the while, a lot of those dumb whores that go on the Whatever podcast, they're told by their management, be dumb. Say dumb shit. If you get, like, if they ask you a geography question, like if they say, name a continent, say Alaska or London. Say something incredibly dumb, because no one wants to sign up to an OnlyFans of some intellectual. They want a dumb whore. So they all just, it's just fake. It's just all fake. And the Whatever podcast has always been fake. That whole thing is, I don't know, I've always thought that whole thing was so incredibly fake. So now Andrew Wilson is cope streaming. Alright, enough of that. I'm so fucking sick of that shit. It's just too stupid to be real. But it is real. It is real and it is real. Interestingly, so there's a lot of anti-Pauline sentiments coming up now. The social media is being flooded. Recently, there was a bunch of school kids out protesting. Do you think it was their idea to do it, or do you think it was their teacher's idea to do it, and they just got kind of a day out? And so, yeah, if you seriously want Australia to be a better place, stop listening to One Nation bullshit. As always, I don't care about political parties. I think they're all in the same. I think they all work for the same people. And if Pauline gets in, the most recent one, which I think is a great move, she says she will drop the tobacco excise. It's a tobacco exercise by 75%, which is a great move because she's made the point that it's basically been dropped. It's dropped the whole tobacco trade into the hands. It's now just completely illegal. But all this, and even this progression that's happening, like she's presenting actual. She's coming out and saying what a lot of people are thinking, and so people are getting very upset and calling her racist and whatever. But here's just another case of politicians changing their opinions with the times because it suits their careers. So, this was the leader of the Australian Labor Party in 1967, Arthur Calwell. He said, if Australians are ever foolish enough to open their gates to people other than Europeans, they will soon find themselves fighting desperately to stop the nation from being flooded by hordes of non-integratables. And this is just the same as like when they all came out and said, not that long ago, they were all saying marriage is between a man and a woman. And then as sentiment moved, they all started saying, marriage is between whoever, love is love. I'm not even really commenting on immigration or gay marriage or any of that. I'm commenting on the integrity of politicians and the fact that they can't be trusted. Like, I'm not sure if I opened this one up, but let's go to here we are. He posts this pretty regularly. Here we go. This is a great clip. This is Ari Shafir. I've played this many times before, but I'm going to play it again just because this is the reality.
And what about politics?
I don't give a shit.
You don't find it a great
I really don't care about politics.
Of
some people
material?
do. I don't. I think the system is corrupt. Every time I'm walking on the street, somebody's like, hey, vote for so-and-so. I'm like, it's all corrupt. Anarchy is the only way we're going to change anything. Violence. Kill a politician. That's the only way you can change shit.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're joking.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, voting is not going to make a difference. It has never. Not in 100 years.
So what would you like to see?
I'd like to see some politicians start getting murdered and reform this government.
Oh my God.
Into one that's not corrupted. I'd like to get business out of government, and they're not going to do it. So the only way to do that is start killing people.
Isn't that exactly what
Look
you
around the
don't
world.
want?
How has anything changed around the world? How has any regime change happen around the world? Violence. That's the only way. You think people in Arab countries are that much different than us?
Yeah.
Violence. That's the only way you depose a system that doesn't represent the people anymore.
I mean, I think the wonderful thing about the United States is that we can vote, and you do change
Your
administration.
vote doesn't go anywhere. Your vote doesn't do anything.
Yes, it does.
You can now be arrested and never tried if they say you're a terrorist. Never tried in your life. Just arrested and held forever. Who voted for that?
So shoot them all.
No, not shoot them all. Start shooting them until they get business out of politics and they start representing who we are instead of their money interests. Yeah, violence. That's the only way shit changes, man.
Okay.
Look at history. Tell me when a regime has changed with voting. I mean, I know.
I'm not trying.
That's not fair because you haven't studied this stuff.
Well, no, I'm not trying to, murder politicians. I'm not trying to do what I don't like that others do that I would like to change, so I will shoot somebody because I'm pissed off that they're shooting somebody else.
Yeah.
It's not the way that I think, but that's fine. We think differently.
I think even if you don't want to shoot somebody, don't vote. Voting is you complicitly saying, I support this system, and I don't support it anymore. I don't. We're killing people in Yemen. We're murdering families in Yemen that aren't associated with any sort of terrorist thing. It was just an oopsie when we killed a wedding party. And Obama, the fucking hope change guy, just refused to comment on it. That's cool. Do what you want. It's not going to change.
Remember Hope and Change, where we hoped things would change and they didn't?
Your voting is not going to change that. I know one way that it'll change. I can look at history and tell you this is the way things change. Look at whenever a black guy gets shot. It's like, oh, it's bad. If this is a riot, no one comments on it. Those things go under the radar. When there's a riot in Baltimore, it's like, hold on, we've got to rethink the system here in Baltimore because people went crazy. That's just in history, here and elsewhere. That's the only way shit changes.
All right, we'll agree to disagree on that.
And I guarantee the only thing they're going to show from this clip is Ari Shafir doesn't say Amy Schumer is the most funny comic in the world.
The funny thing about it, the kind of violence that they get away with is kind of insane. One of my favorite stories about Mossad was that there was a guy who was a terrorist and he was delivering pizzas or some shit. And they tracked him down and they shot him or blew him up or did something in New York City. And then, oops, wrong guy. They just got the wrong guy. But they get away with it still, and their excuse is, yeah, we got the wrong... Like, that's all they need to say is, well, we were trying to get this other guy. That's all they need to say, and that's done. And here's another example of how fake it all is.
He's a real
really
warrior.
is.
He's got that.
This is Zelensky.
I keep asking if I have time. Do I have time to tell the Zelensky story?
Sure.
Because it's another one. It's just, what is Zelensky? In America, he's a hero. He's a real warrior.
And we all know this story already, but I'm going to let him tell it because he explains it well.
He's got that nice green, warrior suit on. And here's the truth. And people know parts of this story, but they don't know it in its cleanest narrative. So he was a totally apolitical. He was an outsider to politics, zero experience or interest in government or politics. He was a comedian, and with no manifesto, no party ties. And he does a TV show, a planned TV show called Servant of the People. And the main character in the show does a YouTube video that calls out oligarchs and corruption and eventually becomes popular and is drafted as a protest candidate and eventually becomes president. So Zelensky played on a TV show a person who becomes president by popular demand. In real life, the TV show is supported by an oligarch named Kolomoisky, who owned the TV channel. And Kolomoisky did a huge nonstop promo on that TV show to make it the #1 show. Primetime slots and ads everywhere and crossovers with the news and what have you. 2018, a year before the show goes off the air, Zelensky forms a political party called Servant of the People, the same title as the show. And in no press release.
This shows what power the media have.
Secretly done. And then he does another season of the show. And in April of 2019, he announces his actual candidacy on Instagram. He has no campaign, no rallies, no real platform. He skips the presidential debates. Others attended. He avoids press conferences, and the few that he did in the beginning were really bad. And Kolomoisky's TV channel gave Zelensky's campaign endless airtime and favorable polls and went after his enemies. The U.S. intelligence agencies, CIA and NSA, helped, U.S. spending $5 billion, by the way, on democracy campaigns in Ukraine, funneled through NGOs. And USAID embeds advisors in his organization to help with the campaign. I'm almost done. And on Election Day, Zelensky wins with 73% of the vote. And then the war happens with Russia, and he declares martial law, and he ends elections. There's supposed to be an election in 2024. That's what we get for our democracy money. And quite literally, he is an actor in a carefully designed television show. He is a construct, like Epstein is a construct, meaning he's a created entity. And
that war is a construct.
And it worked. That is Zelensky, American hero. I guess his star is maybe fading a little bit now. I don't know. What do you think? Is he still wildly popular in America?
Well, I think people are very disappointed by the fact that the wars continue to go on and the deaths, the amount of deaths. I mean, people are horrified by it. And that's a big failure of the promises of the Trump administration too, because Trump famously said that he would get it done in 24 hours.
Yeah,
you can't get it done at all.
Yeah, it's tough.
And they're conscripting 60-year-old men.
Yeah,
setting them to the front line. I mean, it's
and Americans and people from all over the world to go and fight. And but the narrative, I think, your very first question was, do people do this on purpose? Things like this, like wars that are multi-billion-dollar events, they are not organic. They do not just happen.
They don't happen accidentally.
Putin does not just decide one day, hey, I got an idea, and to go into a part of Ukraine where they're Russian speakers, they're culturally Russian, and they are not organic events. It's not how people get into power in many countries around the world.
Well, the crazy thing is the narrative that the soldiers in Russia were being told, that this was going to be over very quickly, they're going to be welcomed. And then, they had dress uniforms in their packs.
Yeah.
They thought it was going to be a couple of days. Storm in, storm out. You're a hero.
Yeah. We were told that in Iraq, that we will be, welcomed in Iraq as soon as we get to Baghdad.
So what do you think
Yeah, but of course, you're going to be told whatever you need to be told. I don't know how that's a surprise. I don't know how that's it. Well, I mean, I guess they're just pointing out how they lie. But haven't we figured that out yet? Have we not figured that bit out yet?
Ukraine thing is really all about.
Well, why limit it to Ukraine? Just
It's wealth transfer. It's a land grab.
let's talk about human war. I mean, what is human war always about? It's about primacy and control and wealth. And 1,000 years ago, there's about 1,000 what you would call government systems, right? There's warlords and there's shoguns in Japan and there's all these little entities. In our lifetime, it's down to 190. But is it really 190? It's more like 5, right? NATO and China and the Soviet bloc when it existed and the oil-producing countries. In other words, it's getting to be whatever number you want to make it, but eventually it'll be 2 fuckers sitting in a room and then they got to kill each other.
Right.
And then, that is the decay of empire. And we are, we have 760 military bases overseas. I keep asking if I have time. Do I have time?
All right. Yeah, so I think the point of this is either inspire violent revolution or position yourself so you can do no wrong. Like Big Pharma takes money from people, from us, to develop drugs which they then sell at a profit and they can't be sued. That is like the greatest position to be in for any business. Like, how can you go wrong? They're vaccinating the penguins, for fuck's sake. They are vaccinating the penguins here in Australia, which is just the greatest thing ever. Like, I got a chicken vaccine I can sell you. If you got chickens, hit me up. I'll sell you some chicken vaccine. It's basically a Barocca. But you inject it into your chickens and your chickens will do real good. Anyway. Just a short one tonight. I might come back and try and do some more tomorrow.